Welcome back everybody, Sive here with the ForexPeaceArmy.com. Let's take a look again on the euro currency. So what we've got in the last session, so setup that we discussed actually is done well. So we have the upside performance precisely from the 1670 area that we discussed. And we said let's take a look. Here's minor hand shoulders, makes sense to try and take the long position. Currently what I really like here is acceleration. So you could see that yesterday was the bullish reversal candle has been formed. Market has created new lows but closed above the previous session, and this is good sign for the bulls, especially if we take into consideration the previous upward thrust. So you can see that market still is keeping the pace of this performance, which is actually nice. From that standpoint of view, here is another thing to mention. Actually, since we're already on Friday, most probable that we will not get any drastic shifts, drastic changes in today's trading. And that performance here, well, I already briefly mentioned about this, but it's becoming important because we're coming to the close of the week. If you remember, here is actually our big triangle on the weekly chart with this border, with the COP precisely at this target. Here we are getting early upside reversal. Here's what's just minor distance to the target. The market has ignored it and actually started upward action. This might be bullish sign. So you know from the classic school of trading that's early reversal around inside of the consolidation, such as triangles, flags, pennants. It's always a bullish sign. So the market turns up prior to it's reaching the lower border, and that might be the case. So think that we said this week that probably this target is not important anymore. It's now getting more confirmation. The second thing, it's actually I already also talked about, is this potential butterfly here. Yesterday we have made an attempt to take the long position, so upward action is continuing, and that might be a really great story because you understand the scale of this butterfly. So it should be actually above the 119, somewhere to the new tops around 122 area, which is very close to our suggestion for the midterm perspective on the euro. So here is actually, you could see this are really big plans. But speaking about the short terms, tactical, on the 4-time frame chart, what I would mention here, we have a couple of things. First of all, we have upside extension based on this big thrusting action. A market should try to reach at least the minimum target, which is the COP around 1788. Stands right here. Somehow I missed the marking. That's its COP, contraction objective point. So, but I have absolutely no objections if it will take shape of the butterfly, because 127 extension stands approximately the same area, 1795. So if we will get a healthy pullback here, it will be a great chance to consider taking long position again with this target. How actually we could do this? By taking a look at the lower time frames. Today we will use the 30-minute chart because it's a bit more representative. We have great thrust, guys, and this might be used in the same manner as we did it previously as brand body trade. So if market will show the retracement 1724, or even once again we start speaking about the 50% support, which is around 1710. That's two levels to keep an eye on for possible position taking. Of course, we will make an update. We will take a look how market performs there, just to not be trapped in the wrong direction. But for now, based on what I see, it seems that this is two levels where we could get the bullish brand body trade. So on the hourly chart, it looks like this. So we have good thrust, 30% retracement might be absolutely great. This first moment, second moment, you could see that on the top, you even could imagine kind of the reverse head and shoulders. If we ignore this spike, just with this some kind of this type of action, you could see shoulder, head, another shoulder around 1710, 1720, and we could go. So why I think that here is actually market is already clarifying the situation, but just a few minutes ago it might be some concern, just because here market stands in time range and actually retesting these tops previously. Right, so it might be a suggestion on the possible immediate upward action. Why I think that downward retracement right now is more probable, because of the performance on a 4-time frame chart. If market indeed would like to keep going higher, it will break through the top right to the COP target, because it's not that they were bought. So if you take a look at the daily chart, we did not have they were bought, so market was able to move right to the COP. But instead of that, it stopped below the previous top. Usually when this happens, it means that market is turning to some wider, greater scale consolidation, and in such circumstances, most probable that you will get a bit deeper retracement. So from that standpoint of view, I would say that yes, this trade was good. It's mostly done. I don't know what you decide to do with this. If you trade on a daily chart, for example, maybe you could try to move stocks to the break even, grab the profit on half of your position, just because we're going to the weekend and you need to get some benefit from this trade, right? So you do not want to just catching the swings on the market. You need to put something in your pocket. From that standpoint of view, it makes sense to grab the half and open it again when the market will show retracement. So you, in this case, you will be able to stay with this trade on the longer term, keeping this position as well that we taken yesterday. But at the same time, you will refresh it with the new entry with a possible upward continuation. And at the same time, you're getting the 50% result of this trade. So I think it is absolutely reasonable. So that's probably all for now. See you as usual in the weekend with the weekly report, and let's see what will happen.